King Charles reduced to tears, the emotional moment that shocked Britain. Welcome to Crown Chronicles, your royal home for all the truth, intrigue, and emotion behind palace walls. If you love uncovering the real stories behind the British monarchy, the power struggles, the heartbreaks, and the hidden humanity of those who wear the crown, then make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Because today's story is one that touches the heart, even within the walls of Buckingham Palace. This is the story of King Charles III, a monarch often seen as composed, dignified, and reserved. But recently, something happened, something that brought the king to tears. Sources close to the palace say Charles was overwhelmed and deeply emotional after witnessing the British public's reaction to his recent health struggles and the growing wave of support that swept across the nation. For decades, Charles has been a man defined by duty. He waited longer than any heir in British history to take the throne, 70 long years in the shadow of the world's most beloved monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. When she passed in 2022, the crown came to him not as a moment of triumph, but one of profound sorrow. The man who had prepared his entire life for kingship began his reign amidst grief, scrutiny, and expectation. At first, many doubted him. Could Charles fill the shoes of a queen who reigned for 7 decades? Could a man once ridiculed for talking to plants, and scarred by the Diana years, truly become the people's monarch? Yet, through it all, Charles pushed forward, quietly. Steadfastly, determined to prove himself worthy, but in recent months, whispers about the king's health have sparked both concern and compassion. Reports of exhaustion, stress, and medical challenges began to surface, fueling speculation that the pressures of the crown were taking their toll. When images emerged of the king looking noticeably frailer at a public engagement, the nation held its breath, and then, something unexpected happened. Rather than the criticism or cynicism he may have braced himself for, the public rallied around him. Letters poured into Buckingham Palace, thousands upon thousands of messages, cards, and drawings from well-wishers across Britain and the Commonwealth. Some came from schoolchildren. Others from pensioners who had admired him for years. Many simply wrote to say, "We're with you, Your Majesty. Stay strong." According to insiders, when the king was presented with a selection of these letters, a stack tied with royal ribbon and brought to his desk, he became visibly emotional. He reportedly sat in silence, reading message after message, before quietly saying, "I never knew they cared this much." Witnesses described him as reduced to tears by the outpouring of love, calling it one of the few moments where the weight of the crown truly broke through his royal composure. For King Charles, this was more than sentimentality. It was vindication, proof that the public who once doubted him had finally accepted him as their sovereign. After a lifetime spent waiting, misunderstood, and sometimes maligned, he was finally being embraced for who he truly is. Palace aides say that the king's private gratitude turned into a renewed sense of purpose. Despite his health worries, he insisted on continuing with public duties, refusing to slow down or cancel events. "If the people can stand by me," he reportedly told a confidant, "then I can stand for them." Observers noted a remarkable change in his demeanor during recent appearances. Gone was the stiffness of the early months of his reign. Instead, the king appeared warmer, more relaxed, greeting crowds, shaking hands, and engaging with genuine affection. One royal watcher remarked. For the first time, he looked like a king who had found peace in his people's hearts. It's a transformation that would have made Queen Elizabeth proud. She always believed the monarchy's strength lay not in power, but in connection, that a monarch must feel their people's pulse. And it seems King Charles is now discovering that truth in his own reign. Behind closed doors, those closest to him say the king's emotional moment has also strengthened his bond with Queen Camilla, who has been quietly supporting him through the stress and strain. Once one of Britain's most controversial figures, Camilla has now become his greatest source of calm. Insiders reveal she comforted him after his tearful moment.